Whew, got a whole lot going on in this video, guys. I need to get the fuel system done, which isn't going to take long, and I need to get the power steering pump pulley installed, which I actually already did. Insert video footage here. Rented this kit from Advance, and I think half the stuff is missing. See what the right thread is. That looks right. Sure. I suppose I could have just like tapped this one with a hammer, but I didn't want to risk breaking something. Definitely been used. The threads are marred up on this one. One finished power steering pump pulley. The simplest and easiest way to do a fuel system setup on an LS swapped car, really almost any LS swapped car, is a Corvette fuel filter slash regulator. And then I'm going to combine that with some AN lines and fittings, and that should make the setup of this fuel system on my LS1 E36 pretty simple and clean. So let me show you some of the parts that I have. I have some Evil Energy -6 AN black PTFE line hose and a whole bunch of fittings to go along with that. I got an AN wrench so I don't mar up the fittings. Nice vice adapters so you keep the fittings real nice. It's pretty simple. It's just a little magnet on the back. They slide in there. Just like that. And then your AN fittings sit in there on one end, tighten it with the wrench on the other. Keep them from getting all marred up. And then the Corvette fuel filter slash regulator, which I have here. I already went ahead and put some of the fittings on here. On the feed, I just have the -6 AN fitting. It just pops right in there. This is the feed from the fuel pump. This goes to the engine. And this is the return. So these are just quick connect fittings, just like that. And these are just going to be standard fuel hose on my car. The feed, though, will be nice black AN line. Now I'm not doing AN fittings under the car because it's going to be a pretty simple setup. It's just two hoses from the feed to this and then to the return, and I'll show you how I have this mounted. It's in a pretty clean spot that already has a hole for a bolt. And as I'm about to go under the car, I already cut the fuel lines, the factory ones, to about the length I wanted, and I put a little bit of a flare on them so the fuel lines don't pop off under pressure. It's freaking freezing. And if you weren't familiar with this swap or this build, this is my 94 325 IS. It's an E36. Had a bunch of turbo setups on it. Now we're going built LS1, about a 430 horsepower engine. Hasn't even been run yet. So we're getting close to the first start, actually. Today we're going to focus on fuel. Come on. So what I did off camera, I ended up cutting the fuel lines here. Put a little flare on them, but now you see I got the fuel lines on. This is gonna sit right up in here on this factory stud, so that'll connect there, just like that. Nice and tucked up out of the way. And I gotta run my fuel line up. So that's what we're gonna work on now. I've assembled plenty of AN lines and fittings in the past. However, I've never done the PTFE line ones. And the reason I'm doing this is because this car might run on E85 eventually. I know the line's gonna last no matter what, really. I mean, you can run near anything in these things. So I don't know how to assemble these. That's what I'm going to try to figure out right now. I do know that I want to start with a 90 off the factory fuel rail. It's going to go to here, going to go to here. Might as well just click that on a while. There's that. It's going to have a 90, and then it's going to run back sort of behind the brake booster area, rather than down here where there's obviously a whole bunch of heat and other stuff going on. It says step 1, wrap the hose end with tape. Luckily there's already tape on it, but I still got to cut its length. Alright, so I got the length that I want. Use a pick or separator tool to peel away the outer bit. I am going to use a cutoff wheel, as they suggest. have to peel this away 1/2 inch. Ah, I see. That just goes over that. Ooh, that's a tight fit. Ooh, okay. I'm in. I'm in and started. Ooh, look at that. Nice snug fit. Should be -6. Ho ho ho. There it is. Not marred up or anything either. Okay, and this can still rotate. They're touching. Nice and clean. Now I'm going to test fit it before I put the hose end on the other side, just to make sure it's not too long or too short or something silly, because that's something that I would do. I'm going to call that good, actually. Length is good, and I'm going to do a 90 on this side as well. Connects to the fuel filters. Got my fuel feed hose completed. Wasn't too bad. To make my life easier, I'm going to attach this a while. That way I'm not trying to do this under the car, because this is definitely the harder one to do. Alright, there's that. And that's the nice thing. This can spin in there. So I'm going to put this in from the bottom, feed it up, get everything connected underneath, and connect that one at the top, and fuel system's done. As far as underneath, boys, there is the fuel filter regulator. So the AN feed up there. It's going to run up on a nice 90. Have the rubber hoses connected pretty much like factory. Hopefully this isn't too close to the headers. I don't think it is, but then again, where else are you going to put it? Because there's like nowhere to go. But I have this factory mount here. All I did was run a bolt right into this. This is like thinner metal, so just kind of bent around that, which is just fine. Ground strap. Passenger side is feed, driver side is return. Super simple, real nice, easy to change out too for your maintenance. All I have to do is connect the feed up here on the rail and the fuel system's done. If I didn't mention this already, I already have a 340 liter per hour in-tank pump that I did when I had the turbo set up. So fuel system's 100% done once I tighten this AN fitting. Fuel system completes just a simple 90 here. It runs back there kind of behind and out of the way, away from heat, and then down to the fuel filter. Real happy with that. Simple, looks clean. Now that fueling is done, we're going to work on the dreaded heater valve. Now this, from the factory, sits right in that little slot back there. And there's not enough room for it because it actually, for one, it sits sideways from the factory. And for two, even this way, there's not enough room. And the plug for this is right here. Obviously, I'm going to run heat because I'm going to run AC. I want this car to be like a factory LS1 E36. So what I have to figure out is where I want to put it over here. I think I figured out what I'm going to do. Since we're replacing one bolt, going to replace them both so they both match. Now the one has to pass through here, which is this hole. It's not even a hole, is it? No. So I'm going to drill that out so I can fit this bolt down through there. That should work nicely. And this mount's actually very strong. What I'll end up doing is cutting this off down here. Actually, I might as well just do that now. Pretty solid. Now what's actually going to hold it a lot more will be the actual hoses. That's gonna keep it solid too. I didn't have to drill any extra holes or do anything weird. It looks pretty factory, decent enough at least. Now I'm going to work on running these 3 wires and this plug, just basically extending this and running it over there while keeping it pretty clean looking. This shouldn't be hard. I mean, it's really just, it's 3 wires. It's not a big deal. happy with how that turned out. It actually looks even better. There was a lot of extra wire here before, which has now been taken care of. So you just have this wire that loops down there, brake booster wire, and then the new wire for heater valve that runs back along there. Don't know if you can see it, and then over there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to end up zip tying this to the brake line down in here. If I had to guess, it's probably what I'll do. But for now, I'm going to leave it loose because, you know, you never know if I'm going to need to take something off for whatever reason. So now that that's done, I just need to figure out the hose situation, because I got these two, which are different sizes. One runs there, one runs up, and then two from there into there. But I'm very happy with that position of the valve and everything, I believe. There's not a whole lot you can do to make it look better, but that, I like that solution. I was considering running hard lines over here just because it's so close to the exhaust manifolds and just to try to make it cleaner, but the more I look at it, the more I think, since it's so short and it's a straight stretch, I'm just going to do your typical coolant hoses and hope that this isn't an issue. I don't think it will be, because those hoses can't melt when there's fluid running through them. There's no way. Probably figure out a way to attach them somewhere around here, even though I don't want to drill into my paint. Worry about that when the time comes. So I'm going to do some research. I'm going to order up some hoses. Once those come in, I'll connect that. All right, thanks for tuning along this far, guys. As you can see behind me, I am working on heater hoses now. I'm actually pretty far along with the heater hoses, and it's going better than expected. It's going to be pretty clean, I think. Won't be perfect, because, you know, LS swaps and E36s, you got the hoses going all the way up to the heater valve and all that, unless you delete it, but I don't want to delete it. I want to have heat and AC in this car. I want it to be nice and capable of daily driving, not that I will. Very happy with the progress so far. This thing's going to be running very, very soon. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are too, and we'll see you in the next video.